Hi everyone, my name is Jeroen. Welcome to Design Donderdag, but today we call it Design Thursday, because for the first time we do it in English, because we have a special guest, Michael. You see him already below me. There he is. There. Hi Michael.
Hello guys.
And of course, Lonneke is also here.
Hello.
Hey, Lonneke. How are you both doing? How are you doing, Lonneke?
Great. Busy days, but a lot of working, designing on graphs and reports. So good day. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
And for me as well.
For you also, yeah.
Yeah, for me as well. Today? Busy with reports, but it's good day.
Oh, cool.
Good.
Happy to hear that. For everyone that's watching, you can leave your comments in LinkedIn or in YouTube where you're watching this. So we will definitely take them into account. And we're going to be talking about one or two dashboards that Michael created and how he created them. So we do this every month, this Design Thursday. And we want to share best practices to inspire you and to learn hopefully new cool things that you can apply yourself. That's the goal of these sessions. But Michael, before you show these dashboards, can you tell us a little bit more about what do you do in your daily work?
Yeah. So my name is Michal and I am Power BI consultant, developer, and as well trainer. So on daily basis, I prepare reports. Sometimes I run training sessions on how to use Power BI. As well, I run YouTube channel where I share some tips and tricks of Power BI. So if you are curious, please go to my channel, which is called Data Maniacs. It can be found on YouTube. And
I think this is the link.
I believe so.
It's hard to remember, but we put it
Data Maniacs. That's better to remember.
That's better. Yeah,
exactly. So I believe
we
that's
put the links
link.
also in the comments. Yeah.
Sorry. So I guess that's it about me. So
and how long are you now working with Power BI?
Oh, it has been 4 years, I guess.
4 years.
But especially last 2 years were super intensive with Power BI because at the very beginning I was using various tools, Spotfire as well, Tableau, so mixed with Power BI, and those are they are really different from Power BI. But then since 2-3 years I've been mostly working on Power BI. And I really enjoy that too. So I can't imagine switching back.
And I was quite impressed with what you created. Maybe in the meantime, you can already share your screen, because then I can share it also in the live stream. And if people are watching this, just say hello, so that we know that you're watching, because we saw a record number of people register for the event. So hope we're all able to join. So let us know if you're watching this, and then hopefully we can inspire you also today. So I see Michael's screen, so I'm gonna add it. If you can move to your Power BI, because you took part in a competition, Michael. Can you tell us a little bit more about this competition you did?
Yeah, sure. So actually I'm displaying the page of the competition right now. And that was Elite BI Elite competition run by Parker. Actually, I really recommend his channel. He has lots of tips and tricks for Power BI, and I learned a lot from that channel. So actually, I attended 2 competitions from that page. The first one was, I believe, 2 months ago, and the Spotify competition, it was in December. So every first Monday of December, Parker is publishing the next competition that anyone can access, and anyone can challenge themselves with creating a dashboard that addresses some problems or analyzes the data, basically. So
and how much time do you get for building the dashboard?
Oh, it's 1 week. It's it's basically 1 week. So he publishes that on the first Monday of each month, and later on, after a week, there is a deadline, and after a couple of days, so usually I believe it's Friday, there are winners chosen from all submissions.
It's not a lot of time.
That's not a lot of time.
No.
So usually there is a choice between if you want to create a dashboard that analyzes data thoroughly, or you want to focus on more into front end, how is the UX, and show some tricks. So actually I thought, all right, I will make a dashboard more for impression than analyzing data itself. So I try to polish the dashboards as much as possible. Whenever the rest of the reports I saw, at least the winning ones, were more into detail when it comes to data exploration, data analysis, whereas mine were purely focused on user experience and user interface.
Well, show us, Michael, and now I want to see it.
The dashboard, all right. So
yeah, of course.
I'll just give a bit of background. So that competition was related to Spotify data. Parker shares a data set with couple of files that contained information about songs, as well artists and genres, and all of that had the measures, or like column that was base for my measures later on, that contain information like popularity, length, the danceability, and other stuff. So based on that, I created the report, which I believe I got it here. Sorry, I will start with the landing page. So this is the final effect that we can see a report that analyzes mostly two things, and we are invited to the report with a landing page with only two buttons. So I created two sections, one where I analyze what affects the popularity of the songs. So this is the first button that actually we can click, and the second button is related to finding the statistics of the genres, songs, or artists that we are interested in.
Yeah. And we saw this cool effect where you go over the thing. So maybe you can tell us, first show the dashboard, but that's one of the things, maybe you can share how you did that, because
sure,
striking. Huh?
So to get that kind of effect, I actually
but maybe show that in desktop. But for now, let's show a couple of the pages what you created, and then we come back to how you did it. Maybe.
All right. So I'll go browse through the pages that we got here on this online version.
So I want to make a hit song. That's one of my on my bucket list. I want to create a hit song, and this is going to tell me exactly what characteristics that song has to have. Right? That's the purpose of.
Yeah, so this part of the dashboard will guide you how to create a music hit, how to make a song that will be really popular, and we are invited with the short message stating that not most of the songs are not so popular as we want them to be, and only from at least this data set, only 22% of the songs they pass through 50% benchmark, so 50% mark of popularity that is given to us with the data. And on the following pages,
but I want to make a hip hop song. So we can create in the bottom left. I see that you can select the genre also.
Yeah.
So shall we make a hip hop song?
A hip hop song? Yeah, sure. Yeah. So you're into hip hop?
I am.
All right.
So nobody expects it from
popularity is quite different. Yeah,
that's what I saw. So that's why I picked this one.
Yeah, I know.
That's right. So whenever we select, everything is dynamic. So we can see we can focus on one genre, or we can focus on multiple genres as well. We got some sub-genres. So for example, you might be not interested in hip hop, but maybe let's say Brazilian hip hop, and you want to check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, we got only one song, I guess, but
even more reason.
Good chance of scoring. Yes.
Now let's take
one after one. Yeah.
Okay, but all this data is coming from Spotify. Please go to the next page, because you have some very cool characteristics available.
Yeah. May I also say I like the way how you use language. It's not the very dry text as we see it in a lot of dashboards, but you really write sentences and no worry, we will guide you. And so I really like that. It makes it very lively.
It's more of a story, right? Yeah,
that's right. That's right. I was focused on creating a story to guide the person through like the following steps. So that's why as well we got the navigation on the bottom, so they don't need to click randomly on the menu and finding out. They basically go press the arrows and they are seeing the next pages.
Yeah, I like it. So here you see it over what time has. So in the x-axis it's the time, and the vertical is the popularity.
That's right.
You should make a song of about 3 or 4 minutes probably. So we know that. And if you go to the next page, Michael, so what other characteristics are you looking at next to time?
So we got loudness, energy. So everything is given in the data set. And actually, if someone wants to play with that...
I don't hear you anymore.
Oh, can you hear me, Tess?
Yeah, now we hear you again.
All right, so we had some interruption.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
So those characteristics are given in the data set, but if someone is curious, I check that out and they are available for free from Spotify API. So if anyone wants to check the parameters of their favorite artist or song, they can do it straight away with Spotify API.
Or your dashboard.
No, I mean they can check out. They can run API query. They can of course do that with Power BI, but my dashboard is connected not to Spotify itself, but to the data set that was exported previously by Parker.
So it's not up to date anymore. I understand.
That's right. That's right. But actually, I'm thinking about creating a dashboard that will use direct query. For that reason, but it is a way more complex solution.
Yeah.
So we got like the following pages, and we got here loudness, energy, so all the characteristics of the songs, danceability, tempo, together with the descriptions made by me and as well coming from the data set is as well. We can do the filtering on every page. Maybe we want to be focused on like only the part of popularity. So we can, for example, select, let's say, filter everything to be from 50% mark. So we can see what are the results. And basically we can go through the next and next pages. Till we go to automated insights that unfortunately they don't work on the web published to web version. I just found it straight prior to submission, so that's why I added this. This note. That's right.
Yeah.
Now, well, this looks very good. What we also do every Design Thursday is that we do a battle. A design battle, and this time, and maybe you can also, depends on what your opinion is, but today's battle is on bookmarks, because I think you use them also maybe sometimes. You can use a bookmark in Power BI to hide or show certain visuals. It helps you to have not 25 different sheets, but to put it maybe on a single page. So even though that's very handy, I don't use it a lot because for maintenance, I think I would vote no. So if you vote for no, then you say Jeroen in the comments. Because I think for maintenance, it's quite a lot of work. Because if you want to change something, it looks fancy. And if you have to do it once, it's okay. But if you have to change it, it might be a lot of hassle. So I would say no. But I think, Lonneke, you have a different opinion or not?
I like bookmarks, and especially when you have an audience that still maybe just came from Excel and are very much used to looking at tables, for instance, and you want to give them the option to look at the table view, but slowly you also want to help them get more of the visual way of looking at the data. So you want to give them different graph options, or maybe you have a client that really wants to have a pie chart, but you don't want to have a pie chart. So then with bookmarks, you can make an overlay and say, well, try it out and maybe try looking at the pie chart. And then you can switch in between them. So therefore, I say bookmarks are very good to use.
You say yes.
Yes.
Okay, and I almost forgot to. So if you agree with Lonneke, then say Lonneke in the comment. And if you agree with me, vote for Jeroen. And then at the end of this session, we'll see who the winner is. But this is
Jeroen versus Lonneke.
I almost forgot to put it in. But what do you think, Michael? Do you use it a lot?
I got mixed feelings about bookmarks. Sometimes I use them, but I try not too much because, as you mentioned, they are really hard for maintenance.
Yeah.
But
I agree. See?
But on the other, but on the other hand, I don't see any other option if you want to give user an option to dynamically change the graph, as Lonneke said. So sometimes I use them, but I try not to overuse that because later on updating them, that's a nightmare.
Yeah. Hey, so shall we go to? So can you show how you? I leave it up to you. What do you want to share first? How you
maybe this last page. You're missing one, Jeroen. The very important one with the special feature.
Yeah. So we didn't go through like the whole report.
Come on, don't skip it.
No, show it then.
So it's the things that we saw so far were insights. So finding out what drives the popularity. However, here this is the second section of my report that was linked under the second button that you can check out the popularity or number of songs, and you can steer with what you see with the slicers, and maybe you are interested in some artist. I'm not sure. Do you have any particular choice of artists you want to hear?
It's not very readable. Just pick one. It's for the idea.
All right.
One we could. I don't know. Pick one.
I would select maybe Elvis Presley. Then he's pretty famous. And if I press the button, it will drive me to the next page with a drill through. And they will have statistics of that artist and as well a popularity of his songs displayed on the right. And if I select one of the songs, for example this one, then I can go to the track details and let's check it out. When I press that, we will have the last page of the report. Unfortunately, the title didn't fit. It was super long. But as you can see, we got this Spotify embedded player that is on the top right. And actually, in my current browser, it doesn't work. I think there is some glitch with Opera. But in other browsers, it plays 30 seconds preview of the song.
Yeah.
So that's linked to the Spotify music database. And because you have selected the song, you can embed it here in Power BI. How cool is that?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I almost forgot it.
Yeah, that's the glitter of the dashboard.
It is. I like it now because it fits the purpose. In most of my dashboards, not.
No, indeed. But this dashboard is entertainment. This is to play, to find things out, and very different from a business dashboard. So I think in this one, you can use these special features and really spice it up with things like this. Yeah,
it's cool.
That's true. That's true.
How did you do that, Michael? This embedded player.
All right, so I'll switch to Power BI itself, I guess.
Yeah.
To show you that. So this is this is one of the pages. And actually for that, I use HTML content visual, which is...
sorry to interrupt you, but sometimes maybe you can zoom in with your Windows button and your plus, because then it's more visible for us exactly where you're pointing, if that's possible.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So,
no, that's fine. Yeah, this helps.
In this field, we got visual, which is called HTML content player. And it basically allows you to put here any HTML information, maybe render some HTML code. But for that particular purpose, I use a measure. I cannot select that. That's pretty strange.
Yeah.
All right. So I got the values is song HTML, and this is actually a measure that returns us the iframe with embedded Spotify player. This is the code that I wrote, and actually the idea came from the fact that in this particular data set, I have the original Spotify songs IDs. And I tested that with Spotify, that I can basically, in my own Spotify player, I can play the song using the ID from the dashboard. And then I thought, all right, so let's check out if it's possible to embed that, to use that within the report. And then I found, oh, sorry, I think something funky happened to my screen. So then I found on the Spotify for developers an instruction how to embed the mini player into a web page. So I basically use that with my report, but instead of having it static, I use the dynamic measure to select the value of ID of the current song.
Very nice. How much time did it take you to put that element in your entire dashboard?
I think it took me like 2-3 hours of exploration, if it's possible, and how to do that. And eventually, when I found it possible, then it was a nice and quick migration to Power BI.
Yeah.
But the investigation, that was the hardest part and the most troublesome. But when I basically found that it's possible, I knew I want to use that in this report.
Yeah. Makes sense. So maybe the code is for people who watch this a little bit hard to read. Maybe you can share that in the comments. But it is an iframe, so and then with the selected value DAX formula to pick up the ID, and you combine that in the iframe, and then when you publish it to online, this iframe code will be via this HTML visual will translate into the actual player. And that's basically how it works. Yeah,
that's right. And there is one note, because we cannot see this player here in Power BI.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. And this is because Power BI doesn't allow on the desktop mode to connect to external web pages. So that works only when you are online. So in your workspace, or you share your report with someone else, but not in the file.
Okay. Hey, we thought of this earlier today. We thought we share a lot of content on dashboard design, but Lonneke and I are organizing also our first masterclass dashboard design, and then for an hour, Lonneke and myself, mostly Lonneke to be honest, is sharing a lot of best practices on how to create a design that works, fitting the purpose.
How do you pick these colors? How do you place it? Where do you place it in the dashboard? So, yeah, I think, well, Michael has a big talent, of course, but if
other people also want to learn that, so the link is in the comments below, in the banner below. So we ask a small fee for it, 25 euros, but then we give you a lot of hopefully very useful tips to make also your dashboard pop or shine, or what marketing term shall we use, Lonneke?
Ask questions and show it. We don't do marketing terms.
No, we just do it in normal language. No marketing terms. Okay.
That I really like, again, because I have to interrupt sometimes to focus on the design. It's Design Thursday indeed.
Of course.
I like it. Well, I already said about the language, and for your dashboard, I just have a lot of compliments, I think. But I like that your graphs, these black backgrounds, which I normally don't use that much, they are slightly transparent, and therefore they really match very good with the background, with the gradient color. So yeah, and you barely see it, but it's there, and therefore they become one. And if this background was just fully black with no transparency, then it would be a very hard contrast, I think. So
That's true. It would be pretty depressing, I guess.
yes, and now it's not that you immediately say, "Oh, you did transparency or something." No, it's all very sophisticated.
Oh yeah, like generally this report came through like long way of design, because my main idea was to prove that it's possible to create as nice reports that as some people create with Tableau, which is for me it's great when it comes to front end, but for data processing and calculations, I don't like it that much. But when I see that some reports made in Tableau, they are basically pieces of art. So I wanted to create something like that, and everything started with one pager. So I thought I would create a one pager that someone will basically scroll down and see everything on one page. But eventually I withdrew this idea because the drawback was that I couldn't, there is no option in Power BI to set something to float on the top or in the bottom. So the filters would be only in the very bottom, or they would be at very top. So if someone even would click some of the items on one of the graphs and scroll down, later on it would take time for him to find out what was clicked, what was unclicked, what affects the data. So then I started to separate that into separate pages. But the original design that I used, it was more like on this page. So the black background, and as well some gray in the set to the background of the page. But I found that pretty depressing and not matching the feel of Spotify. And the thing that comes when you open Spotify, the biggest game changer in the user experience for me is that you can see all those colors or those gradients. And I wanted to mimic that. So then I came with a design that used those gradients in the background, like here. And sometimes, like here, there is it's not semi-transparent, but black or semi-transparent blocks with or buckets where we got the main content.
Yeah, nice.
Shall we look? Because I saw this animated GIF at the beginning. How did
you
Michael?
So actually, those are buttons. And if I press on that, this is a button, and it has a couple of options. So we got view, and in view we
can zoom in a little bit on the options, please.
Sure, I will zoom in.
Yeah?
Sorry about that. I forgot to change resolution of my screen. So here we got a couple of options for a view. There is default state and as well on hover. So for default state, there is just JPEG. And if I go to hover, we can see that there is a GIF file. So GIF file is with animation that is run when someone hovers over the button, like right now, that it's kind of like infinite loop. Whereas if it's not hovered, it's just displayed. It's displayed as a static image.
Yeah.
Oh. So it's just an animated GIF, and you can use that also for hovering. Yeah, smart. That can help already. I have to think about websites that we created in the past also. You want to have a feedback, right? That you can interact with something. So I like this.
Very lively and yeah.
Cool trick, people that watch. If you find this a nice trick, let us know.
Actually, I can even show how it's made, this GIF, because it's...
Oh, yeah. What did you use?
That was done with Canva. I really recommend that tool for creating icons. And basically, I created an image where we got the gradient in the background. There is a heart icon selected from elements in Canva. And the only thing I had to do is exporting this as an image and later on adding animation. So in Canva, there is we can select various animations. We can set time and then we can play that. So it's played as exactly as on the report, and I downloaded that as GIF file.
Oh. Now, to be honest, we also use Canva, but I didn't know that was possible, to be honest. But cool. Okay. If people watching this and you have questions on maybe you saw some other thing that you are wondering, hey, how did he do this? Let us know, because we're now here, so we can right away ask the creator of this. And ask Michael indeed. And what other cool things did you utilize, Michael, in this dashboard?
So I on this dashboard, for sure, I use those automated insights. So I use key influencers visualization that unfortunately doesn't. Oh, I guess I hidden that because it didn't work. So it can be seen on this page. That can be that Power BI gives tries to calculate what affects the most our measure, and our measure was popularity. So we can briefly take a look what affects that, what are the best ranges. So instead of browsing through like dozen of visuals, that is nice way to quickly explore.
Can you zoom in a little bit so maybe then we can read better the elements that are shown here?
I hope. Oh, the zoom is too big, I guess.
No, this is fine. This is good. Yeah. So here you see on duration, on speechiness, what improves the popularity. So this is the key influencer visual, and you utilize that to go through this large data set. What impacts the popularity the most?
Michael, did you get to talk to people from Spotify about this?
Actually, I didn't manage to get their contacts. I was inviting some people from Spotify on my LinkedIn. So if there is anyone from Spotify on the other side of the line, feel free to contact me.
I don't know if we reached that far, but
I did use hashtag Spotify, so maybe that helped.
Yes. Nice.
Oh yeah. Ronald, thank you. Fun that you, sorry, Lonneke. Ronald, thank you for the tip. So even in PowerPoint, you can create GIFs. I also didn't know that.
Yeah, you can set your animations in PowerPoint and then export as GIF or save as GIF. I think export as or as a video or whatever you wanted. And then you can say how long it should last and everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, cool. Thanks, Ronald, for the tip.
Yeah. No, I wanted to ask a question. What is the part that you're most proud of? Which did bring you the most struggles or has the largest effect in your opinion? What are you proud of?
I guess it would be like generally the user interface, because it came through so many evolutions during that week. That going from like scratch that I had at the very beginning, finishing that, it was taking so much time, especially copying stuff from one page to another. Like, you know, if I created the navigation, I had to copy it from one page to another. Then I found, all right, I need to change something. So I thought of better idea how to make the navigation even more interactive. Then it was like, oh God, again, I need to copy and paste. So for sure, when it comes to time consumption, that was it. But as well, we got a couple of interesting features within the report that are maybe not so visible from the very beginning. Maybe I'll select the other artists to show that, because we got here as well some advanced DAGs. So the very first thing that I used was changing the measure that is selected for visual. So here we can select popularity and songs, that is quite, this is not so difficult to implement. However, this is not done with a switch solution, which is very common in Power BI world, but I'm a great fan of calculation groups. So actually, if I click on this visual, let's check out the measure that we got here. All right, so we got a couple of clicks, and actually it displays me the measure, which is called 1.0, and it has value of 1.0. And to change that value to something else, I used a different solution that that is popular. So instead of using switch, I used external tools, the tabular editor, and I created calculation groups that are super handy, and I really recommend using those for the reports. They save so much time and lives. So
for people that are watching and maybe think, hey, I've never heard of calculation groups. We had Get Response Live. We do that also every week, and once per month we do the Design Thursday. I'm not on top of my mind. I don't recall which number it was, but around 30 or something, we had someone explaining in full detail how these calculation groups can help you. So I definitely recommend you to watch that if you want to know that, because you utilized it to switch way easier to show specific measures.
Can you link it somewhere near the video, Jeroen?
Of course, I put it in the comments, the direct link.
I think that's very handy for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a good suggestion. Yeah. You know what? In the meantime, I will look it up. So
great. Yeah. And Michael, one more thing. I have these more general questions, I think. If you could change one more thing in this dashboard to improve it, what would it be?
One thing in this dashboard. It's a tough question, actually. And I need to think a bit. So for sure, the things that I would add here is basically more measures. So we wouldn't be able to see the artists by popularity songs, but as well by, for example, danceability and that kind of stuff. So that people that, for example, like to dance, they would click on danceability and see who of those artists.
How cool would it be to make your somehow be able, it's just my imagination, my fancy, I don't know, that you could export a new playlist based on your selections here and then make that a playlist in Spotify. But
that would be amazing.
But that would be cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I want only the top 100 of the most danceable hits. Yeah.
Brazilian hip-hop songs.
Those.
One song.
Oh, you're in a hip-hop.
There are now 2 songs.
Yeah.
So I put a link underneath, and I was very close. It was 31.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's good. If you want to be in contact with someone from Spotify, maybe Mikey can help you out. So Jenny, you're using also the bookmark, so this is relating to our battle. So maybe our moderator can add up the results, and then we will show it who has won. Oh, this is so exciting. So what I want to go to the end, Michael, but what tips would you have maybe for people that are in the beginning of using a tool like Power BI? Where should people start to create nice looking dashboards?
Nice looking dashboards. Actually, it's something that it's not so easy to find like the knowledge base for creating a user interface straight for Power BI. But I assume checking out general rules for UX design and user interface design would be good, like learning about the patterns, where to put the most and the least important things, and as well exploring some good-looking reports that are online, not necessarily done with Power BI, but generally done with any reporting software, to find to analyze them from the visual perspective, and find out which of those can be used later on in your reports.
Yeah. And of course, watch Design Thursday. I was waiting for you to say that.
That's true.
And join our masterclass.
And join our we are very.
It's almost marketing. No.
Oh, this is scary.
Oh, we don't do that way, but it's nice. And then I think during this masterclass, we will also discuss some theory about designing good dashboards, and that will help you analyze good dashboards as well. So you don't only see, yes, I like this one, and no, I don't like that one, but you can also find the arguments why something is good or not good, and then you can use it in your own dashboard. So yeah, I think some theory, it's tool independent, sorry Power BI, but it's tool independent how you can make a good dashboard.
Yeah. So is the result already there, I wonder, because I don't see it yet, or is it there? Yeah, is it there? I'm looking to my moderator in the back end. Okay.
But I got a thought generally for beginners in Power BI. So whenever I see the reports created by beginners, they tend to put so many things in one page that, of course, it gives you like huge control of and huge choice what you want to watch. But if you are an end user, you basically get lost. So it's good not to put more than 4 or 5 visuals at a page.
Yeah, and that's what you also did in your dashboards. It's very relaxed. You only have 2 or 3 graphs, and that's it.
I do think
so Lonneke has won the battle. So Lonneke, so most people voted for to try to use them, the bookmarks, to hide and show visuals and to combine it on one page. So
but don't overdo it. You can do a lot with bookmarks, but if there are other options that are maybe more performance friendly, then make sure to use these options as well. But there are definitely moments where you use a bookmark and need a bookmark.
Okay. And Ronald is making compliments about your background. It's nice, huh? With the blue light. Now, I want to close it off, both. I thank you all. Thank you, Michael, for showcasing your dashboard. The dashboard is also it's public, so you can open it. I will add it again to this session, also the direct link, so that people can watch it again and see where they create a hit on Spotify. And thanks for sharing this, and thank you also, Lonneke. Hope to see you again next month.
See you in a month, yes.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for invitation.
Yeah, you're welcome. So for everybody watching, next month again, a Design Thursday, and next week we have another Get Response live. And this time it's about creating a dashboard without having any data. What? Okay, now we'll see next week how that. Yeah, this is mind-blowing.
I need to watch that.
You need to watch it. It's in Dutch, but have a look. All right. Have a nice day. Bye.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.